Jai Gurudev everyone, and welcome to this another week summary. We are looking at 17th of March to 22nd of March. If you remember, we started the story of the 10 children of the wise man who became son by the meditation and all that. So continuing that story on 17th of March, when their parents, when their father was passed away, and then the story goes like very soon after the holy man's wife gave birth to the 10 brilliant and radiant sons, the boys grew up to be young men and mastered the scriptures. So they studied the all the scriptures, and they were wise people. And after the considerable time, their parents abandoned their bodies and became liberated. The 10 men were sorely distressed at the loss of their parents, and one day they got together and asked themselves. So now what they asked themselves is the first intention that arise into these wise men. And then let's see how it manifests. And that intention that they arised into their heart is so pure and so ultimate that there is nothing after that remains. So they said, "Oh brothers, what is the most desirable goal here, which is a proper which is proper for us to aspire to, and which is not lead to the unhappiness?" So they want to aspire for something which will not lead to unhappiness, and that is the most desirable goal. Most desirable goal means after that there is no desire left for another goal. That's the last one. There is nothing left after that. To be a king, to be an emperor, or even the Indra of the god of the heaven are all trivial, since even Indra rules heaven just for an hour and a half of the creator's lifespan. So if you see the creator's lifespan, in that the Indras is just little bit. And who is the creator, from where everything is come? Now don't imagine like the creator is from where the big bang happened, and then the whole thing came out, and then 14.1 or 2 billion years, and then the earth is formed, and then the earth is going into the dissolution, and in another 5-6 billion years the earth will be gone, the whole solar system will be gone. That is just the span of one cycle that has happened. But the creator has created so many cycles like that. So creator's lifespan is much more beyond that, what we can fathom and we can understand and we can relate to. Creator's lifespan. Therefore we think only the attainment of the creatorship is the best of all the lordship, for it will be not come to the end of the whole epoch. The whole epoch will go and to the end, but still the creator will always be there. So that was the first intention came into this. If I want to be something, then let me become the highest. Let me become the creator, where everything is happening inside me from the beginning to the end, and I'm still there to witness everything. And all these gods, goddesses, even the Indra is also coming in me and ruling this and happening. Kings are there, earth is there, planets are there, solar system, everything is happening inside me. I'm the creator of the whole creation. The eldest brother after that said that, let's contemplate as follows. I am Brahma. I am Brahma, the creator of the universe. The sages, as also the Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom, are within me in their personal forms. Heaven is within me. So now, see, all that we are right now is what we have imagined to be. I will repeat this again. All that you are right now is you are imagine that you are that. You were born, and first 2-3 years of your life there was nothing. There was no state, there was no understanding, there was no tags. People around you started telling you you are a boy, you are a girl, then that tag came to you. You are clever, you are not clever, you are strong, you are not strong, you are getting older, you are not getting older, you are 3 years old, you are 4 years old. All these tags we started holding on to, and we started repeating that. Yes, I am a girl, I'm a boy, I'm a 3-year-old, I'm 4-year-old, I'm clever, I'm not clever. And then we imagine that we are like that, and from that non dual state of our pure existence, we got attached to the bodily existence. And then the time factor came in. Oh, this is how much is my age, this is how much is my time, this is a day, this is a all those factors came later on. First the form came in, and after that the time factor came in, and thoughts started forming out. The distance between the two thoughts is generally considered as a time. Now, if that time somebody will tell you, you are Brahma, you are the creator of this universe, you are not limited to this body. And if without imagining yourself as a body and in that small personality, you will put your foot into the other space, I am not the body, I am not this mind, then who am I? And you will keep retrieving to that state, going back to that state again and again. That is what is the contemplation. Contemplation means you have to first understand something on the intellectual level. Okay, the scriptures are telling me, this wise man has well read and they are read all the scriptures. The scriptures are telling me, everybody is telling me, those who are sages, those who are masters telling me, I am Brahman, I am Brahma, I am the creator, I have created everything and everything is happening inside me. I am not limited to this body. Then let me go back to that form, let me be with firm conviction, abide into that thing and see what happens, and then all the limitations will start falling down. Is it making sense? All the limitations will start falling down. Whatever is not you and attached to you will start falling down the moment you will take a step back and start putting the foot into the non-dual understanding about yourself. This is what they did here. I am Brahma, the creator of the universe. The sages, as also the Saraswati, goddess of the wisdom, is within me. Heaven is within me. Heaven and hell is nothing but the state of your consciousness and mind, Mountains, continents, oceans is within me. Demigods, demons are within me. The sun shines within me. So they just imagine everything. That is all that you can see is little or the big, is everything is within me. The night of Brahma is at hand and I have self-knowledge and I am liberated. You think you are bound, that's why you are bound. The moment you think that I am liberated, you start feeling that, and it will start happening to you after a certain practice and certain understanding. So the first step is you have to be convinced completely. Conviction, with the conviction you have to walk. So they are already convinced. They are already, conviction is there. And then they started going towards the experiential part of that conviction. And very soon after that, they kept their contemplated on their intention to be the creators of the Brahma. And then there is this sentence, they continued to stand there in their disembodied state. So of course one person has already replied to that. Disembodied state means the state without the body or without the form. So body is not limited to the physical body, understand that. The mind is also part of the body. So they surpass the body and mind, and then behind that, if you are thinking you are an individual consciousness from where this mind and body has come, that is also the form. So they have surpassed that as well, and they established into the pure consciousness, supreme consciousness, or the absolute, and that's called the embodied state for a long time. Then of course, when does the creator asked to the sun, when does the universe have been created by these 10 creators? What did I do? And then the sun replied, you have no wishes. To the creator, they are talking to the creator now. You have no wishes, not any motives. Naturally, there is no need for you to do anything. What benefit do you derive from creating the universe? Creation of the universe is surely a motiveless pastime for you. So understand what is the creator. Creator is that subtlest state in which the whole thing is happening. You go to watch a movie, there is a screen, and on that screen everything is happening. The screen is there, and on that it is happening. The actor and actresses are not playing the part on that screen if the screen is not there. However, if the actors and actresses are not there, then also the screen will be there. So whatever is the form that you see as a part of a movie, all the drama happening, emotions happening, cast coming in, actors coming in, actresses coming, everything happening on that screen. The screen is untouched by all those things. It is still there. Now, if that will all disappear, then also the screen is still there. However, what we see in a form as a movie is not the screen, it's different from the screen. The same way, inside you right now at this stage where you are aware or where you are not aware, there is a subtlest part of this creation is existing there. Unconscious way of experiencing that is we go into the deep sleep and we experience that, and without going into the subtlest form of that existence and forgetting about all those forms which has come on top of you, you will not exist. That's why in 24 hours you have to go into the deep sleep. So that's why there is no need for that creation to do something. It just happens spontaneously, accidentally, without any motive, and just happening and just multiplying. Wise men do not desire to do anything, or wise men do not desire to abandon anything. Now, once you start understanding your subtlest form, that it is not affected by anything, it is not doing anything, you become wise. And those wise men, they know it's everything is happening. I can just witness that, and I can be happy with witnessing that, because the original state of me being the absolute is witnessing. This consciousness has come in front on me. This consciousness is multiplying itself into me, into the millions and billions of forms. Everything is happening according to its nature. Everything is happening on its accord, whatever it should be doing with the actions, fruits of the actions, again actions, cause and effect. I am just the witness, and actually the absolute inside you is the real witness. So once you become close to that, you start becoming wise. And the moment you become wise, then you don't want to take a credit for any action, not you are abandoning any action. So you're not just sitting idle. Oh, I don't want to do anything, I'm not doing anything. No, action is the byproduct of the consciousness that you are in. So it will always happen. You do or you don't do, on the level of the mind or the level of the feeling. So whatever has to happen, you happen. Like take an example of any master, any guru, our gurus, Sri Ravi Shankar. He don't need to do all those things, but he's doing all those things because it is a necessity of that particular moment for him to do that action and to do that thing to that person, to change their lives. That is the quality of the guru. But at the same time, tomorrow if nobody will go there, he will sitting there, don't need to do anything. He will be just sitting and meditating and doing his own general stuff. 40 years back, when Art of Living was not this famous, he was alone for quite some time. He had only few people around him. He used to sit in his kutir and meditate. Now it's there, millions of people are there, then he's doing the action. That is the very best way of understanding what is the quality of the wise man. The mind alone is the creator of this world, and mind alone is the supreme person. What is done by the mind is action. What is done by the body is not action. Now, mind alone is the creator of the world. Anything around you and in your life that you have done is happen as a form of thought first. Whatever you take example, everything comes as a form of thought, then it's manifest into the action. So the first action happens with the mind, and the mind is the creator of everything. That you understood. What is done by the body is not the action, because body is just following it. Body is dead basically. Body is alive just because there is a consciousness and there is a mind. If you take out the mind and consciousness from the body, body is dead. It is of no use. So that's why the action is happening, because the mind is provoking the action. Now you might say, oh, I just did this and there was no thought in the mind. No, there was a thought in the mind, the action happens, and then you reach to that later state that it became a consciousness latent impression in you, that you don't have to thought on the mental level, but the action just happens. It's very, very interesting. You hear this again. You like, I want to drink water. You went and you drank the water, but now you have done that action so many times, and it is such a regular action that's happening, that it has become a strong impression on your subconscious mind. Next time when you feel the thirst in your throat, you just go and drink the water. There is no thought on the mind form that, oh, I need to go and drink the water, until unless there is no water and you have to think. So like that, lots of things in our life are gone into the subconscious state and make the impressions, and the actions are just happening. And you might argue that the thought is not there, but thought was always there for that subconscious impression to form. Now later on that same page, there is a story of Ahalya and in the love with Indra and all that. What does this story means? Like, once you become one with something, it is very difficult for you to break that. Once you go beyond the physical form, beyond the mental form, then it becomes very difficult for anything to separate you. So that's what this story talks about. So, O king, Indra said to the king in the last chapter, O king, the entire universe to me is nothing but my beloved, because they have become one. They have become one and they can't see the difference, you know. Sir, I am only mind. Mind alone is the individual. You can punish the body, but you cannot punish the mind and bring about the least change in it. How can you punish the mind? You think about yourself. How can you punish the mind? You cannot punish the mind. You can, to punish someone, you need physical something, you know. If the mind is fully saturated with something, whatever happens to the body does not affect the mind. Mind is fully saturated by something means mind is focused and concentrated on something. Ekatattva abhyasa, you know, in Patanjali Yoga Sutra also it is written that one of the best way of meditating is 100% focus through something with one pointedness, with one of the object, sense object, either by hearing, 100% hearing, 100% smelling, 100% watching. Then you become, then you surpass the body and you go to the different state altogether. If the body perishes, the mind cannot create other bodies. The mind alone, sorry, the body does not create the mind, the mind creates the body. Of course, the body cannot create the mind. The mind is there, that's why the body is there. If you take out the body, the mind will still remain because it's in a subtler form. Mind here means not exactly the physical mind that you can think of, your thoughts and all that. Mind here means the consciousness. Mind, the physical mind that you think, the thoughts appear and all that, is just the play happening, the actions happening on the platform, on the consciousness. So here, wherever in this book the words has been used, you have to go and find out what is the relation. You can't just take it for the exactly it is. Here the mind means consciousness. So that's why the body does not create the consciousness, but the consciousness creates the body. The consciousness alone is a seed for the body. When you change the mind to consciousness, it makes more sense. When the tree dies, the seed does not, and the seed perishes and the tree dies. Yeah, exactly. The seed dies. If you burn the seed, the tree will not form, but the tree will die, the seed will not die. If the body perishes, the consciousness can create the other bodies for itself, you know. And that's what is even happening. We always say in every culture, every religion, every set of people, that he dropped the body, he passed away, he is no more. So who is no more? Who dropped the body? Who passed away? You know, all these words we use, but we don't go to the meaning that what exactly it means. That's the consciousness which passed away. That's the body is dropped and the consciousness is gone. Now consciousness is gone, it is become one with the consciousness, or it had some impressions on it, so it will form the another body to fulfill its desire. That's the another story and part altogether, but that's what it means here. Then he talks a lot about whatever appears in one's consciousness seems to come into the being and gets established and even bears the fruit. So whatever comes into the one's consciousness, whatever thoughts, whatever impression, whatever ideas, they form its thing, you know, they come into the being. Then on the 21st of March page, it says that the individualized consciousness itself is known as Jiva, or the individual soul. Now again, understand, it is not an individualized consciousness, it is not a Jiva, it is just the because I will say the best way of expressing is the space is everywhere. Because you put these four walls and you call this as your house, the space is focused here. You know, that space inside that house is been given the address and you called your house. The same way, consciousness is everywhere because it is attached around and in this body. That's why you're giving it a name, that individual consciousness and individual soul. But actually it's just one consciousness everywhere. It is focused there. And it is expressing itself through this body mind complexity. That's why everybody's expression, everybody's perception, everything is different, you know. Now because the individual consciousness itself is known as Jiva and individual soul, and when the potentialities are extremely subtle state, and when all the jugglery of the Jiva ceases, it itself shines as a supreme being. So when the potentialities are extremely in a subtle state. When there is no potentiality, you are not doing it, there is no desire, there is no action, there is no emotion, there is no impressions, everything is gone. And when the jugglery of the jiva is ceases, jugglery means jiva has got emotion, jiva has got desire, jiva has got intentions, jiva has got lots of things, to know the world, to know the things, all the senses are getting used, all these things is stopped. Then after that it just goes back to pure state. Like you just imagine again, you drop everything and you go into the deep sleep. That's it. But that's unconscious, this is conscious. You just drop everything conscious and imagine I'm in the deep sleep. You will be in the deep sleep state, but with awareness. The pure and infinite consciousness alone thinks itself as a jiva, as the mind, and then becomes itself as a body. So like I said, the pure absolute there becomes itself as a individual consciousness, and again becomes individual because I'm separate from that, and again becomes the mind because I can think, I can understand, and got the body to know the world. So everything is a process and just come from the one. When this dreamlike fantasy is prolonged, this long dream feels like reality because it's been prolonged and nobody has questioned this, and it's going on and on and on. We are considered as a reality. That's why scriptures are difficult to understand. That's why this is difficult to understand. That's why Guru's word are difficult to understand, because you had considered this as the unreal as a reality. It is both real and unreal because it is perceived. It appears to be real, and because of the inherent contradiction, it is unreal. So because you perceive through your senses, you can touch it, you can feel it, you see it's real. But because of the inherent contradiction, it's unreal. There's so many contradictions in that. That's why you see it's unreal. Everything is changing, everything is not fixed, everything is not permanent. That's why we say it is unreal. Because the Brahman alone is all this, even what is inert is pure consciousness. But all of us, from me down to the rock, is indefinable, neither inert nor sentient. There is no apprehension of two completely different things. Only when there is similarity between the subject and object, perception is possible. So again, he's saying the same thing, because you want to see something, the objects are appearing into this. If you go back to the state, be one with your own individual, own consciousness, and just relax there, the things will be happening in front of you, but it will not affect you. So the object is there because the subject is there, and the subject want the object to be experienced. That's why the object is arising. That is what is the meaning of that. When this illusory division is not seen for what it is, there is arising of the false egotism. So when this illusory division is not seen, so when this division is happening, subject and object, I am separate, you are separate, I want to know the world, and world is different than me, consciousness is different than me, blah 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 blah, then the false egotism comes into the place. But when the mind inquires into its own nature, this division disappears. There is realization of infinite consciousness. The moment you drop the mind and body, just imagine right now, you are not mind and you are not this body. If you just contemplate on this with closed eyes, I am not this body, I am not this body, then who is inside? I am not this mind, I am not this mind, then who is it? You have to go step by step. Okay, who is saying this is my body? Who is saying this is my mind? Then you are going to the subject. Mind is the object, body is the object. When you establish into the subject more and more, then you start realizing that actually I am not limited to this body. I am beyond this body as well. And then you attain the great bliss. And the page 22 now. First, Creator Brahma replied to Vasishtha, how is it possible for the shades curse affected Indra's body and not his mind and all that? So he said, dear one, in this universe, from the Brahma to the hill, every embodied being has two bodies. First one is the mental body, which is restless and which acts quickly, and the second one is a body made up of the flesh, which does not really do anything. So of course the latter is overpowered by the curses and by the boons and the charms. It is dumb, powerless, weak and transient people who is entirely depending on the faith and destiny and such other factors. Mind, however, is independent. See, mind See, the everything has come out of the consciousness. That the first thing that has come out of the absolute as a consciousness, which is become separate from that and wants to experience itself, is close to the absolute because it is just the first step. Mind is the second step. So mind is still close. It's just two steps away. I'm not don't just imagine two steps. There are lots of steps, but I'm just giving you example. Physical body is the last one. There is nothing outside the physical body that you exist. So the most away you are from the purest form, the most time it takes for you to reach to the purest form. You have to go back into the same order. So that's why it says the one is overpowered by the other. You know, the one that has come out of the previous one is actually less powerful. The one which has come out of that one is less powerful. The one which has come, so body has got less power, less limitations. Mind has got more power, more limitations, more unlimitations. Consciousness has got more power and very less limitations. The absolute has got no limitations and all the power. So the more and more you come to that form, or the physical form, the more and more you are bound to get affected by the other physical forms around you. If somebody will hit you, your mind will not get hurt, but your body will get hurt. Somebody will curse you, your mind will not get cursed, your body will get cursed. If you imagine, if you want that to happen. The physical body achieves nothing. On the other hand, the mental body gets results. When the mind dwells constantly on what is pure, it is immune to the effects of the curses. So mind has to dwell on what is pure. So mind has to go to the previous form because consciousness is pure, and one more pure form where the consciousness has come also. So the more and more mind goes to the purest form, the mind is actually immune to all the curses and all that. It is also the demonstrated by the sage Dirgatapa, who wish to perform the religious rite. Now, this is a very important thing. This is one of my favorite few lines of this book. That he fell into there was this sage, Dirgatapa, who was wanted to do the rituals. And then he fell into the well and he could not come out of that. So he mentally collected all the ingredients, mentally performed the rituals, mentally offered all those things and completed the rituals, and he reached to the Brahmahood by their mental effort. So, and this is actually very, very true. There is a chant called Shiva Manas Puja. That how mentally you can offer everything to Shiva and worship. It's wonderful. Eight or nine paragraphs of that, and it's wonderful. You should hear that Shiva Manas Puja. It's called. So in that also it's the same thing. Yat karma karoni tatra kilam shambhotam aradhanam. They're wonderful. Whatever I'm doing, the actions is actually I'm just offering. It's just happening as you're offering. I'm not doing it for myself. And then every step I'm taking is like I'm going around you because you're just using the consciousness. You're just moving the physical form. You're just moving around the consciousness and in the consciousness. And it was wonderful. It's got, I don't remember everything, but you should listen to that, and very, very easy to understand. So in that also how the mental offering to the Lord Shiva is done is happen, and that has got immense power as well. So mental and physical illness as well as the curses or an evil eye do not touch the mind. One should endeavor with the mind to make the mind take the pure path, with the self make the self train to the path of purity. Yes, and it makes a man who is sitting in the moonlight experience the burning heat. If your mind is not there, this is a very good example as well. If your mind is not there, what mind does, this is experience as a truth. If it makes the man who is sitting in the moonlight experience the burning heat. If you are sitting in the moonlight, very peaceful state, and if your mind is burning inside, you will feel the burning sensation. You will not be happy there. And it makes one who is burning in sun experience the cool comfort. But however, you are going through the burning sun, and if you are relaxed inside, then it will give you that comfort to you. So basically what it's saying, if your mind is calm, no matter how many calamities will come into your life, you will not get affected by that. And if your mind is not calm, no matter how many nicest place you will be with, the nicest environment, nicest atmosphere, you will still be restless. So that is the key, that is the key. And that's where we finished all those things. There were a couple of discussions happen, and someone replied to those discussions, and that was very nice. I will comment there as well. So we will see you next week, 23rd of March. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Let's go from 23rd of March to 31st, but I will send you the message there. Okay, till then, Jai Gurudev, take care.